I'm Farmer Debbie. We created this crazy magical place called Haute Goat Farm, which kind of has evolved over the years because people have a real desire to join us out here in nature with animals and all that great stuff. I always dreamed of being in the country, always, because I've always loved animals. But I married a man who was not so excited about the country or animals or dirt or any of that stuff. He retired, decided he did like animals, if they were okay. I said, fantastic, I want to get some goats. His jaw dropped. And I brought home my first 4 little Nigerian dwarf goats. So the Nigerian dwarf goats are one of 2 pygmy goats. Pygmies are one and the Nigerians are the other. The Nigis, as we call them in the trade, are the dairy goats. And that's sort of how we started. So we had our 4 little goats. Friends and family heard about it. They called and said, could we come and see the goats? And we said, of course, come share our joy, because these guys are incredible. And what happened was they came, and then they told people about it. And so every Saturday, 30 or 40 people would show up at the farm in Campbellford and say, we're here to see the goats. Until it dawned on us that we weren't the only ones who really craved being outside and in the country and nature, where you don't hear ambulances and police cars and noise and all that other stuff. And that's really and truly how it all started. Everyone's so disconnected, I feel like. I mean, I really do believe that. You know, when you're sitting in a car in Toronto and you can't move and somebody's honking at you or you're honking at them, you're so, I don't know how to describe it other than disconnected. Whereas when you can be here and you can take a deep breath and you can sort of be in sync with the animals, it's a different plane, it's a different level. It's a quietude, it gives you a chance to really think and process stuff. There are real scientific benefits to interacting with animals. They can reduce your stress hormones. The cortisol actually can come down if you're interacting with goats, that's for sure. If you really are able to sort of get into the relaxation and the connection, you end up breathing at the same rate as the goat, and that calms them down as well. They force you to be in the moment, and that's more important than anything. You know, you sort of forget all the other stuff, hopefully you're able to do that. But they force you to do that because they are that. They are in the moment. They're very present, and they encourage you to do the same. It's a very large property. I don't know how it happened. We have a very large property. Like the whole east section was not really being used. And so one of my kids said to me, why don't you make a disc golf course? I said, what's disc golf? And he showed me. And I teamed up with a fellow in Peterborough who's a disc golf course designer who's amazing, and he carved out a gorgeous disc golf course. And so that way other people are coming, more people are coming to use the farm, and it makes me so happy to see people traipsing back and forth, sitting here. They sit in front of my house, they have a picnic. It's the most wonderful thing. We purposely do not charge admission just to come in and walk around. We thought it was really important for anybody to be able to come and see the animals. We do charge if you want to do an experience, but we really also wanted people to be able to come without issue. So we often get single moms in the summer with their kids just coming and hanging out at the bench and watching the babies play and all that stuff. And although we don't advertise it, if somebody calls and says, I really want to do a such and such, but I really just don't have the money, we find a way to work with them. I had a very close relative passed away Sunday night, and Monday I was really I couldn't find somewhere to sit. And so I went and I literally sat on the hay bale in the middle of the horses, and they comforted me. You know, one of them actually wrapped her head around me. It's like, it's like, wow. I mean, my favorite thing, first of all, we get people here who cry before they even get to the goats because they're so excited. And then they cry again with the goats. It's the most beautiful thing, though. And they're a bit embarrassed, and we say, no, it's wonderful. But sometimes, you know, like a woman will bring her husband who doesn't really want to be here, and by the end, you can't get him out of the goat playground because a goat has, you know, nestled into his arms, and just he falls in love. And it's the most beautiful thing. have alpacas. We have horses. We have Icelandic horses, which are really cool. We have a great big mule named Lucy May. We have a little miniature horse. We've got chickens, of course. And we just got kuni pigs, who we've completely fallen in love with.
I just want to cuddle one.
There are sometimes people who are a little bit nervous or nervous of one particular kind of animal. And so we never push anybody. We'll say, you know, want to wait outside? Do you want to stand beside me? Like, how do you want to handle this? And often if you give them a little bit of time and a breath, and they see the animals calm and whatever, they'll come in and they'll, sort of get over their fears. So, and that's quite beautiful actually when that happens. I feel so lucky that we can give this experience to people and see the joy that it brings to them. We had a high-powered PR firm call us, and they said, we want to do goat yoga for a client, but we want to check it out first to see what it's like. So I said, okay, good, come. We set them up. There was about 8 of them. Lovely people, but real high-powered Toronto people. And I came down to watch at one point, and all of a sudden, I saw 8 of the goats out of 10 do kind of a semicircle around the woman who was the company owner. I'd never seen that before. She said, my mother died 2 days ago. I think they were comforting me. And so that stuff happens, and there's a bazillion stories like that. And it blows me away every time.